Welcome to an information session about the Industry Skills Fund Growth Stream. I'm Brendan Morling and I am Head of Division for AusIndustry Skills and Energy Programs. Today, Jay Wilton, who manages the delivery of the Industry Skills Fund, and I are going to run you through the background of the fund, its objectives, the key consultation themes and how broad program design meets these messages and what this means for business. This fund is a key element of the government strategy to streamline industry support to help boost business productivity and increase competitiveness across the economy. In a nutshell, the fund aims to assist businesses that plan to invest in upskilling and reskilling their workforces to better position themselves to take up growth opportunities in a rapidly changing economy. To understand the purpose of the Industry Skills Fund, let's have a look at the Australian economy. Australia is one of the best performing advanced economies in the world, but we should not be complacent. Despite the challenges, there are still growth opportunities. The best opportunities for Australia are in areas where we are already well placed and where global growth prospects are high. The Industry, Innovation and Competitiveness agenda seeks to ensure we have the right incentives to enable businesses to grow. The agenda focuses on areas of competitive strength for the economy. The agenda has 4 overarching ambitions which are fundamental to achieving job creation, competitiveness and growth. Reforming vocational education and training so that it is more responsive to businesses in a rapidly changing economy is part of this agenda.
The 2014 budget allocated $476 million to the Industry Skills Fund Growth Stream. It will commence in January 2015 and will deliver 200,000 targeted training places and training support services over 4 years. The fund prioritises assistance to SMEs, including micro businesses. The Industry Skills Fund Growth Stream aims to support micro, small and medium-sized businesses to identify and access training and support that's needed to seize new growth opportunities, particularly in priority sectors. Large businesses, though, are not excluded. A discussion paper was released publicly with a digital questionnaire and a series of webinars to engage with industry stakeholders. Key themes emerging from the consultation included having simple, low regulation processes, support for a breadth of flexible training options able to meet business needs, assistance for business to identify what they actually need, and support services to be accessible via a single access point. In developing the design, consideration has been given to the consultation feedback received through the various platforms. In recognition that businesses may need some tailored advice before they invest in training, and that some businesses may have already identified the training they need to achieve their intended growth outcomes, businesses may access one or both of the Industry Skills Fund assistance categories. The assistance on offer is independent skills advice at no charge and a training grant. This skills advice is a service targeted at businesses who need help identifying skills needs to be more competitive for growth opportunities and to maximise training outcomes. A network of skills advisors will perform a dual role under the fund. They will provide workforce advice to businesses about their skills needs and the potential training solutions, and provide an expert resource for the assessment of training proposals that do not need intense advice. A training grant will provide co-investment for businesses looking to improve the skills of their workforce for an identified growth opportunity. The grant will support a range of training activity, nationally recognised industry qualifications and skill sets and accredited training, but also new clusters of skills and tailored training. This acknowledges that work environments change rapidly, and training programs may not always have the capacity to keep up with the changes. The training grant will also support language, literacy and numeracy training, and training required to export and engage with foreign markets, as well as support services such as mentoring that are directly related to training activities co-funded under the grant. Businesses may access one or both of these assistance categories depending on business need, eligibility and merit. The Industry Skills Fund will provide business accessing support a seamless, integrated and tailored service with minimal red tape. To be eligible to benefit from the fund, applicants must be solvent Australian enterprises that are incorporated under the Corporations Act, are non-tax exempt, have an Australian business number, are registered for GST and have a demonstrated trading history. Consortia of applicants are also eligible to apply. We envisage industry organisations may wish to organise a group of small businesses within their industry that have a common growth opportunity or common training need. The industry organisation may need to skill up workers across their sectors to position the businesses for the emerging opportunity. Alternatively, a large company may want to take the lead on a project to get a group of their supply chain to commit to training. If consortia applications are granted funding, the lead member of the consortia will be responsible for payments, reporting and project outcomes. Registered training organisations and other training deliverers will not be eligible to apply for funding to deliver training or support services either to their own workforce or another eligible entity. This is because the fund is to be industry driven. The fund will focus on small and medium enterprises, including micro businesses, because of their significant economic and social importance to Australia's economy. They account for half of Australian employment, and small businesses represent a significant proportion of all Australian businesses exporting goods. The Industry Skills Fund will help these businesses position themselves to take advantage of new technology, innovative work practices, new and emerging opportunities, opening export markets and emerging economies. The fund will also be open to large companies, given their significant contribution to the Australian economy. However, they will be expected to make greater contributions toward the cost of training. The Industry Skills Fund will be delivered through a co-contribution model. We recognise that business has a responsibility to maintain and improve the skills and capabilities of its workforce, and that in certain circumstances there is a role for government to support and co-invest in the reskilling and upskilling of the workforce. Government reforms to vocational education and training are also aimed at making the training system more responsive to industry needs. Co-investment with industry and training that meets the needs of a business will enable our industry to grow and be more productive. The industry sectors identified for priority support under the Industry Skills Fund are food and agribusiness, mining equipment, technology and services, medical technologies and pharmaceuticals, oil, gas and energy resources, advanced manufacturing, enabling technology and service industries that support one or more of the priority areas that I just ran through. These may include freight and logistics, infrastructure-related construction, ICT and professional services. These industries have been identified as ones with significant growth potential and are in fields where Australia either enjoys a competitive advantage, is currently internationally competitive, or is likely to have an opportunity to exploit favourable global market developments or has a significant impact on the Australian economy. However, industries not listed may still be successful in applying for the fund. The fund will be flexible to remain responsive to strong applications which identify emerging opportunities and market needs. Access to the fund is merit-based. Unless a business has already received skills advice, eligible applications and funding proposals must address the Industry Skills Fund growth stream merit criteria. These relate to a growth opportunity, linkages between that growth opportunity, skills gaps and training, productivity for the business and for the economy, value for money and the capacity to manage. Applicants will need to clearly communicate and demonstrate how their applications meet the criteria. Where a business has already received skills advice through the Industry Skills Fund, only the last two criteria will apply. Although the fund will not exclusively target the priority areas, businesses that fall within the priority industries will be considered of greater merit. Other priority areas may also be identified in the future. The Industry Skills Fund is delivered through AusIndustry's Single Business Service. The first step for businesses or consortia representing businesses seeking assistance through the Industry Skills Fund is to call the Single Business Service on 13 28 46 or visit business.gov.au and complete an online inquiry form. It's also worth telling you about the Entrepreneurs Infrastructure Program. The program commenced on 1 July 2014 and is a $484 million program. It is possible that organisations that are accepted into the Entrepreneurs Infrastructure Program could require skills development for their business. And if this was the case, the Industry Skills Fund could be one of the means available to the business to upskill or reskill their workforce for growth. At AusIndustry's discretion, some businesses with identified growth potential and obvious skills needs may be pre-qualified for Industry Skills Fund support. The Entrepreneur's Infrastructure Program will offer market and industry information, business management advice from experienced private sector providers, access to researchers and innovators, connections with supply chains, and commercialisation advice through specialist sector expertise. If you have any further questions or would like to inquire about the Industry Skills Fund Growth Stream, please contact AusIndustry's Single Business Service Contact Centre on 13 28 46 or visit the website at business.gov.au.